I purchased A&B Taxis as a going concern back in 1998 with my then partner, Steve Foster. Since then, back in them days, it was on pen and paper. We wanted to bring technology in to help us. So we was one of the very front runners in adopting dispatch systems back in 1998. So we introduced a dispatch system at that time. At the time, the company had around about 50 cars. As years have gone on, we purchased some competitors in our locality, and we steadily increased our fleet size to around about 180 vehicles. I've actually had 3 systems prior to Sherlock, and I've always wanted to go a step further, always get to what I consider the best option within the market. I started looking Sherlock, I think it was back in 2017. That was purely because of the dispatch algorithms and Addison Lee, to be honest. We went to Addison Lee's headquarters and see it running. They had something that none of the competitors had, and it was this dispatch algorithms, dispatch mechanism that really set Sherlock apart from the competition. And then it got put by the wayside due to personal reasons, really. And then with COVID coming in, I see a problem coming, and I see a shortage of drivers that was going to be there when we come back and come out of COVID. And at this stage, I thought it was the right time to implement Sherlock and put the process and the starting phases in place. So at this time, when we had a driver shortage, I think Sherlock was going to be a better solution and utilise the drivers that we actually had far better than the system that we're currently using. Let's change. Let's go through the work and get the benefits. You guys were with us every step of the way, prior to go live, at go live, and and for several weeks after go live. So we always had someone to turn to. So, well, this ain't quite working how we want it to. Okay, we'll tweak it. We'll adjust these settings, and with your guidance, we managed to get it improving hour upon hour, day upon day, and week upon week. I would like to say that we're still tweaking to this day, still looking at ways how we can adjust the settings to get a better experience and a better result out of the system. So even when the system was in there as a fledgling as such, and it was still being tweaked and fine-tuned, we see an increase in the driver's earnings. And to be honest, we've seen that at various stages through this COVID journey as well. And currently, our drivers are earning more per hour than they ever have done. Something that I've been actually looking for many years, and every dispatch provider that I've talked to, whether I was with them or whether I was appraising their system, this was one of the features that I thought was very beneficial for not only my business but to the taxi trade as a whole. Mm-hmm. We had a problem, and the problem was being at busy locations. and we called it supermarket logic, but you know the same applies to stations, any area where there is a volume of people being picked up at the same time, where you've got the scenario of maybe 10 customers waiting, you've got 10 cars that are going around there, and for the last, what is it, 24 years, they've never been able to be picked up in order. Because the way that the previous systems worked and all the other computer dispatch systems was that, you know, the job comes in, gets given to a car, and, you know, the cars don't turn up in the right order. So you've got that scenario where the customer is, well, I phoned before them and my car's not turning up in the correct order. And, you know, it's been a bugbear. And I've always had this ideological vision of, you know, giving the jobs out and getting the cars there in the right order to pick the customers up in the right order. And this was one of the requirements and one of the requests that I put to Sherlock. And it was bespoke development. But, you know, they managed to say, yes, I can do it. And you know what? They've done it. They've done it, and it is implemented. And now my customers, at whatever locations that I see fit for this logic, get picked up in the right order. You know, which is absolutely amazing to see. And for me, it's one of the biggest changes in dispatch technology that I've seen in the last 20 years. At the end of the day, to be honest, the best driver logic was the initial reason why I came to Sherlock, again, because of the efficiency of lining all the jobs up with the drivers and getting the efficiency out of what we've got to play with, you know, reducing the dead mileage and enabling the drivers to do more jobs per hour, and you know, us to be able to keep more customers happier than we would have been able to with our previous system. Now, with the best logic, you know, again, this is again configurable of how you want to tweak it, and you know, you can build in various different methods of dispatch within this. It can be closest car, longest waiting, priority of customer, and you can tweak the logic in whatever direction that you want until you get the medium that you want and happy with. Trying to keep everyone, i.e. your customers and your drivers, as happy as possible. The user experience is a lot better with Sherlock, without a shadow of a doubt. The apps, the web booker, and you know, they're all very seamless. They're very integrated, and they all give the same logic out. You know, if you go to book on the app, or you go to book on the web, you're getting the same estimations, you're getting the same information. We never had that before. In fact, the web booker was quite weak on my previous provider, and I never really pushed it. And funny enough, only last week I was talking to some management, and I've realised how many more people are actually booking on the web booker than before. Prior to the implementation of Sherlock, I might have got 4 bookings a week through the web booker, and you know, I'm currently up to maybe 100, 150 bookings a week now. This is also something that we haven't really pushed. This has just come about of people looking at the links to the web booker through our website, and such forth. And without pushing something, I can't believe the uptake. We wanted to push out the account management portal and put our account customers in charge of their bookings. And you know what? It's taken a work away from our call centre. They can be doing other things which are pushing the company forward, rather than just answering telephones, booking in emails. You know, when the customers themselves, they've got access to do this themselves, which is you know, something that we are going to push and push and push. This is what I want to go on, more automation. You know, let's put the customer in charge of this journey. I don't want them to be waiting on the phone to speak to an operator. I want them to either book by app, book by web booker, or book by IVR. You know, and this is another reason why I wanted to get with Sherlock, because I thought their booking sources were a lot stronger than the competitors out there, and I want to make a drive to push people to these other booking channels rather than phoning up in the old antiquated way of telephone. From the customer point of view, it was very seamless. They had a new app which was pushed out to them. The feedback was absolutely great from the app, to be honest. And our app reviews have actually been a testament of that, because I think prior to going on Sherlock, I think our rating was around about 2.6 with the app bookings reviews. I think that's up to 4.7 now. I think it's a lot more user friendly, and it has a better UI than what we had previously, and most importantly, it's accurate lead times. You know, people want to be told the truth. If it's going to be 20 minutes, tell them it's 20 minutes. If it's going to be 3 minutes, tell them 3 minutes. There's nothing worse than being told it's going to be 5 minutes and then half hour later. So from a customer point of view, they had a very immediate, massive improvement. The way that we conversed with them, i.e. with the email confirmations, with the ride receipts, which are all automatic, that goes through to them. You know, they're getting reminders the day before their airport journeys. So from a customer experience, very, very good. From the office staff, they probably had the hardest job, to be honest, out of anyone, and they had the most change. And you know, after using something for 15 years, it's very difficult for all of a sudden one day start using a new system. And obviously, it took time to get up to speed with it. They was slower to start with, and this was maybe due to databases being built, because obviously the databases, we can import certain data, but some of it had to be rebuilt. So after 2 or 3 weeks, where the databases were being built, it became easier. They become more au fait, and you know what? I think we're at the stage now where they probably struggle to use the old system because they're so au fait with the new way of working and the way that it works. So it was a bit of a slower process for the operators, but it got there very quickly. The drivers, to be honest, it weren't so bad for the drivers, because you know, you've got the same logic really. That you know, you've got a system that shows them where the work is. They're going to get offered jobs. They're going to accept jobs. They can bid for jobs. And then they just go through the processing really and most of this is automatic. You know, you've got automatic arrival. You can even have automatic passenger on board, and then you've got automatic clearing 5. You know, so a lot of their processes are actually automated. I don't think the drivers found it very difficult at all. And I would say within probably 2 or 3 days, you know, that they was very up to speed on it. And you know, and you know what, I was getting the drivers coming into me and said, I like this. It just keeps giving me work. You know, obviously you've got the odd cases where, why is it doing this? Why is it doing that? Because, you know, Sherlock works in a total different way to any other system. It's not always going to give them the closest car, because the closest car may not be overall the best option for all the jobs that are out there. So it's a mixture of getting all the jobs covered with the least amount of miles possible. So but overall, you know, it's going really well. There's been feature upgrades that we've had over the last 8 months since we've gone live. You know, they make a world of difference. And we're looking forward to what's coming in the future and what other upgrades that's going to come our way. I'm surprised more people haven't switched systems, because I would imagine that there's probably a lot of companies out there in the same situation as us. We've got a driver shortage. We've got a driver shortage, and from what I gather and what I read about, this is a nationwide problem. I see this coming. I acted upon it. I'm glad I acted upon it. Because it's put us in a better position than we would have been. And I would imagine that companies, all right, some are a little bit slower off the mark. I think that they will go on and look at other providers to see how they can improve their efficiencies. I did this, obviously, and I'm reaping the benefits of it now, and I'm hoping to increase on them benefits in the years to come. We're mainly looking at our local market. I know there's a lot of people out there that are looking into consolidating and using groups to dispatch, but we are concentrating on our local market. We don't want to be giving our customers away to anyone, which I can see is happening around the trade at the minute. I've worked long and hard to get my customer base, and I want to keep them for me. I don't want to be giving them access to other providers and let them reap the benefits and in years to come, which I can see happening.